continue with another personal question, but I see that we're running slightly behind here, so we'll have to keep this limited. What has been the value of deeply involved Christian mentors in your life? How would I find a Christian mentor in this church family?
Well, I can start by saying that I think that as American culture and modern culture, it's really kind of a shame what it's done to Christian thinking in the Western church with regards to mentorship and discipleship, because we're not supposed to go it alone. We're not supposed to be just looking up the answers on the internet and trying to find our own things, self-deterministic. Instead, we're supposed to be able to share thoughts with one another as a body of believers and hear opposing viewpoints or slightly different viewpoints or even nuances from people that we care about and who care about us. And so it's hugely important. And I remember, my parents, of course, poured a ton of time, investment into my life. I remember when I was growing up, Pastor Craig and Pastor Toby, they spent time with me and my brother and just going through us different deep theological concepts, or at least deep for me at the time. And when we moved here, Dr. and Leota Watterson, they helped us out and were mentors for us. So I think it's really important. I think you fashion your relationships with other people, and this is where mentorship starts.
I bought a flashlight. It was a big flashlight. This thing's awesome. I mean, it's like a 10,000 lumen flashlight, okay? And you go outside and you turn this thing on, and it turns night into day. And that's kind of what a mentor's like. It allows you to do things that you really couldn't do or couldn't do very well if you didn't have this thing to illumine the way before you. And the mentors have been in my life. My wife's grandfather that I deeply miss. He was that way. He was a devoted Christian, and he was a long ways down the road that I hoped to travel, and he lit the way for me so I could go better and faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the person that's down the road from you, that is somebody who's been there, done that, has walked that path before you. To be looking for somebody like that, that was something to answer a little bit of the how do I find a mentor? Look for somebody who's been there, done that. As I moved here to do this ministry, Alan definitely has been a mentor in that way for me. Taking me, helping me figure out what it's like to be in the pastorate and figuring out what it's like to be in full-time ministry. I have people before that as well in the church that I grew up in who were people who were interested in relationship with me too, right? So somebody who's been there, done that, who took an interest in me as well. So they were looking for someone. So that works both ways for me, I guess, to be looking for somebody who I can find who's been there, done that, but also looking for somebody who's behind me, right, that is developing, and that I can go and find as well, that I can bring up along the way as well. So every one of us is in that position, right? That we know we've been there, done that for some people, but also we haven't been there, done that, so I need to look for someone else. So for all of us, we're kind of sitting in that in-between stage to be looking for, and it's all about relationships, right? So it's finding relationships, building relationships with people. I mean, this crew here, if you're really looking for it, you're like, oh, I need to get connected in. We would love to figure out how to get you connected in with people. It might not be one of us. Maybe it would be. It may be a woman that we know for you ladies as well, to try to get you connected in. Then small group stuff, women's Bible study, men ministry. We've got Sunday school stuff at 9:30 in the mornings here on Sunday that you connect with a smaller group of people. You get to know somebody a little closer, and maybe you can start a deeper relationship with them. So there's some inroads, I guess, to finding mentors here. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I think a mentor, in a sense, is more than a role model or someone just down the road. in the sense that I have to open up my life and my heart to being formed by this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
That these are people that I'm letting come into my life and help form my walk with Jesus, help to form how I chase after Jesus, change me, right? Like I'm willing to be changed by other people. I think, and we do this by doing life and ministry together. The time I've spent with like Arlene Colburn has greatly made me appreciate the value of prayer more. I've learned to value prayer more. I've been doing ministry with Mary Thielen now for a number of years, and I've learned from her to always be expecting God to move, right? And to be ready for when he does move, to respond to that, and to know that that might lead me somewhere that I've not been before, or that might lead me somewhere to try something I've not done before. I've learned that from Mary Thielen and doing work and ministry with her. I think about Don Deaver and Dick Strunk and these two men who finished the race well. And I look at that and I see how they follow Jesus with their lives, and I want that to form how I follow Jesus, right? So a lot of this mentorship thing is your heart needs to be willing to be open to being formed and changed by others.